Good evening, people. I'm back again with another chapter. My name's Courtney, and this book is called How to Survive in Babylon. In this chapter 2, as you can see, it's called Think for Yourself. Now, in this chapter, I'm very much encouraging you to think for yourself. Now, how many of you out here are thinking for yourself, right? And I'm talking about actually using your own brain and coming to your own conclusions and not being influenced by, other people. So, for example, when I look at social media today and how social media is influencing people are logging onto social media, and social media has very much become the mother and father for the younger generation. It's raising the new generation where they're not thinking for themselves. They're logging onto social media and they're listening to people that they don't even know, and there's no sort of background check on who they're listening to, and they don't know if these people are who they say they are. You see, and they're being influenced by social media where they're being dictated about life through someone on social media that they've never met in their life, and they've got no sort of, thought process where they actually question what it is they're being told. You see, and that can be very dangerous because you're not thinking for yourself, you're not questioning nothing, you're just taking on what other people are telling you and you're not questioning it. So it's important to really think for yourself, to have your own brain, because when you don't think for yourself, you're a target. You can be, your brain, your mind can be hijacked. You see, your brain can be hijacked and controlled by someone else. And that happens because you're not thinking for yourself. You have a whole mind and you're just allowing other people to input information into your brain, and you're not checking to see if that information is, legit, or if it's good information. You're just taking it on without thinking, right? So it's critical in a society like this, where social media is ruling the minds of the people. We have to think for ourselves, because there's a lot of intellectual laziness out here where people are just not using their mind and they're wondering why they're struggling every day. It's not because life's hard. Most of us are struggling because we're not thinking for ourselves. You see, like for example, the media may portray a certain level of news to you and I in a certain fashion. And they're very good at doing that. They're very good at sort of manipulating the minds of the people to believe that one thing's happening, and then behind closed doors, something else is happening. And people buy into that because they're not thinking for themselves. They don't say, you know what, I need to do some research. They just accept what they've been told. So what I need to do is I need to ask, are you that individual that is easily manipulated, that does not think for themselves? Is that who you are? And if that's who you are, then what I highly advise is that you start to think for yourself. So the exercise I'm going to give you here is, when information is given to you, don't just accept it, question it. And if you don't question it out loud, then question it to yourself. And just make this a daily practice, just to question what you're being told. Don't just accept it. Try to break out of the habit of just accepting information and just start by solely questioning it. Just start there. For those of you that just accept information without thinking about it, that's a habit for you. The habit that you have is just accepting information without thinking about it. So start from the beginning and let's just question what we're being told, or at least think about if that information is, if it's, sound information or not. Just make a habit of doing that, right? And start there. And that is the beginning to thinking for yourself, not just accepting what you're being told, but just taking the time to question it, think about it, and, try to make sense of it. You see, and just start there. And if you can start from that beginning, that is the beginning of you thinking for yourself. And we're going to end this chapter here. So remember, the key element to surviving in society is to think for yourself. And by doing that, you're not going to be easily manipulated, because those that don't think for themselves are easy prey. You are a target, you are a prey, because anybody can just come into your life and just manipulate your mind into believing all kinds of things that are not necessarily true. So the key element here is to think for yourself. All right, people, that's the end of this chapter. I'll be speaking again soon. So take care, have a good night, and remember, think for yourself. See you later. Take care.